So let's kickstart for our next section. Will be Power Automate. So a little introduction about Women Who Code is that we are an international non-profit organization where we provide services, workshops, and for all the women who pursuing technologies careers. But definitely, we do not limit to women. All our workshops are open to regardless any male or female or anyone. We are open it to every one of you. So we provide workshops on our. You can find us in LinkedIn, and you can actually keep track of our upcoming events. And hope to see you all soon again. So over to you, Aileen.
Thank you so much, Mavis. Okay. Yeah, thanks everyone. Let me just share my screen now. Okay. Yeah, I think that was very great session that I myself, I think experienced that syndrome as well, because I quite often over prepare, and I didn't know that over prepare is one of the symptoms that I have that syndrome. Anyway, yeah, so let's go to the boring part, the technical part today. Okay, I think Cassandra and Daphne and Mavis have introduced me previously. So my name is Aileen. I'm working at Microsoft right now as a cloud solution architect for business application. So maybe you all very know that Microsoft is mostly for Windows, Office, right? But in fact that we have more than that, like so-called business application, such as Dynamics products, Power Platform products as well. Yeah, so I'm based in Singapore. I'm Indonesian. So why I'm here? Yeah, short story because the I think the woman who called led by Daphne, Cassandra, and Mavis very inspiring me to share something to you, and then we want to learn together in this local journey. And Malaysia is basically like my second home because this is the second country that I visited, of course, after Indonesia itself. And then I lived there actually for 1 year in KL and Puchong exactly. Yeah, so I think I love the food, I love the people, everyone in Malaysia. Okay. Um, so yeah, I have a background for developer. So because I graduated from computer science previously, and I didn't like coding until I met like .NET, Java, and then I suddenly see like, okay, that's probably something that I finally found I'm into it, right? But this is 2022. That means that we can code, right? We still can code for complex situation, for complex application, but while it's 2022 is the best timing to start the local journey because it's predicted to be more booming over the years as well. So this is where I want to kind of share about the Power Automate. The point of I'm sharing here is basically to share the local platform. You just don't look at the product itself, but again because this is the product that I'm using, and then I'm actually introducing these products to my partners and customers as well. Okay. Yeah, so what we are sharing today is basically all body automation. Well, as you know, that low-code platform has many products. I will explain that later. But what we want to learn today is the Power Automate and Power Automate Desktop. These are two different things because this one is running in the cloud and the other one is running in your desktop. And then how low-code can help you in terms of your career and productivity as well. And then let's see how it works in action. So I'm going to show you the demo on how we can create easily the flow, can help people be more productive. And then lastly, we have the Q&A. Okay, so why automation? Yeah, first of thing that we know that we are human, acceptance, right? Again, we need to accept that we are human, we are creative, we have a strategic thinking, we can think because that's what God give us for every human being. But again, we we are living things, that means that our time is also very limited, and then we just don't want to spend a lot of time for repeated tasks. That is very human. It was okay in the past because there's no robot, there's no automation that can help. Maybe you can, hire more people to help, but eventually it's another human doing the same and repeat the task again for you. So how we can eliminate that, so that people, you, your team, your colleagues can do more things, more productive, rather than doing the same task again and again. Okay, so our potential is limitless, but our time is not. We in this pandemic, we basically shift to remote work, right? And then remote work means that lower visibility. We don't meet our teammate face to face, and then how we are going to share information together is again maybe having another call, and then streamline workforces with higher workload. But as you know, higher workload, customer demand higher and higher, but we are lacking of developers, lacking of people who can help. Okay, and then while the customer demands is getting higher, is getting more urgent and urgent, because everything must be done quicker than before. And if it's getting slow, satisfaction of your customer will be very low as well. So automation is the key to digitally transforming how we work. And anyway, by the way we work has changed. Now, as you can see that we mostly do like a Zoom call, Teams call. We don't meet our friends, our colleagues again. And we know that business is demanding right now. And then based on the prediction, there will be like 500 million new application will be built in the next 5 years, especially it is a pandemic, right? And then it's going to be normal, but we still need to stay digital. And then people already get used to the online and digitized material everywhere. So that's why application will be built. But you imagine that all this application, but we have very limited tech talent, and then also very limited time. So this is where the 70% of new applications developed by enterprises will use low code or no code technologies. By 2025, we still have 3 years, but if we don't learn now, it's going to be like taking more time for us to learn, while the others already picking up this low code. The low code journey is really real. It's not just because companies want to create, but it's because the demand is there. Um, and the modern worker will need to be able to do the lightweight automation, and the automation doesn't need to be using doesn't need to be created using a code, and this is the key. So as a Microsoft, we introduced a platform, low code platform, so-called Microsoft Power Platform. It's a no code because you don't need to even write a single code, but it's also considered low code because basically you can expand whatever that we give to you, the drag and drop editor. You want to expand it to your API, you want to expand it to your third party, can be done as well, and then code first. So whoever working on the application, whether it's a citizen developer, pro developers, or non-developer at all, and IT, right, are welcome to this low-code journey implementation. So basically, Power Automate is one of the four pillars in Microsoft Power Platform. We have Power BI. I think if you attended the previous session before, there was a Power BI session and then workshop as well. This for the analytic. And then we have Power Apps, which is for the low-code application development. You are get used to create website application, desktop application using .NET, using Java, right? But how we can create the same application but faster and then easier using the Power Apps. So now today we are going to talk more about the Power Automate, whereby we have the automation platform that can help you to automate. Um, let's say you want to automate sending email, you want to automate all the attachment coming to your email and then upload to your company OneDrive or company Google Drive. That can be done using automation. Power Virtual Agent is mostly for chatbot. So this normally implemented by enterprise company who wants to implement a contact center. Okay. Yeah. So as you can see here that we are no code, we are low code, and then we also code first, because again we also the company who created Visual Studio and .NET as well. So everything can be done in the Power Platform, and with the help of the AI Builder, you can also extract some of the information from the forms, from the images, into becomes a text. And then the data first is the one that holding your centralized database. And again, as an automation platform, data connectors are really mandatory. And then how many is that are also mandatory. That means that if we have 100 of connectors, more than that, it can help you to connect with your own application. But if you don't have API to be connected, then you can try using the robotic, which is the RPA section that I will also explain today. Okay, management tool is purely for IT to manage who can access this, who can access this connector, who can access this database. And then everything is secure under our Azure platform. So automation itself is not an island. It's basically designed for everyone. And then if you can see here, the extensibility is not limited. We have all the Microsoft Stack products, but we also can connect with other custom on-prem and the third-party connectors. As you can see that we can able to connect to Oracle, to Workday, to Google, to Salesforce, and to many other applications here, not only within Microsoft Island. Okay. Yeah, so basically same as other platform, we focus in the cloud first. We have the robotic process automation, RPA, we have AI, we have digital process automation, and we have business process automation. Okay, this is the logo of our Power Automate. As I explained previously, low-code automation is growing, market demand is increasing, and is not going to stop anytime soon. And in fact, the 400,000 plus organization use Power Automate each month and launching millions of automated processes every day. You can imagine this is today. How about tomorrow? If we, you know, we know that we can code, or maybe you just graduate from the school and then want to you graduate, but maybe you think that it's very difficult, to always code because anyway, it's not easy to catch up with the new technology, right? If we have to learn the syntax, we have to learn how it's going to be translated into our programming languages. It's not just easy to always remember the syntax to find out and then have to debug, right? But with the low code, we can reduce the time consume instead of writing code, but you think of what to do next instead of what do I should write right now. I want to achieve this, but I don't know what to write. I don't know how to type, and then I need to find in the internet what's the syntax to make it happen. So this is the purpose of low code. It's not just a platform, but it's going to do a life-changing platform because everyone will be able to create application and automation using low code. And we have a samples that 6 people who change careers with low code from Power Apps. And these people are normally not technical. And then you can see also there are pretty much many women, even a business owner. And I believe they may not have the technical skills. They don't have the background, but they can build some things using the low code. And then this is a real story that you can always access. So yeah, low code is really real. And then you still have time. 3 years later, it may be too late for you, but now 2022, start to build and then start to understand what low code is. Okay. Yes, and then it aligns with what the company um, companies say, and then it based on the survey as well that they have the a lot of numbers here like 199% ROI over 3 years and so on. So you can read the study here if you are interested to know more about the statistic. Yes, and then in 2021, analyst reports Power Automate is a leader. And then you can see a lot of story here, and then how developers like us can combine Power Platform and Azure to go faster. So we just do not want to rely on the full stack coding anymore, but we want to make sure that what we are doing is aligned with the low code platform. And based on the Gartner survey, Magic Quadrant, we basically a leader for robotic process automation, and you can read the full report here. Is say by the Gartner, and the same thing by Forrester. We also digital process automation leader in Q4 2021. Okay, so what Power Automate can do for you, basically they can help you to boost the productivity because you can more focus, put your focus more into the strategic work instead of thinking how to do that and then automate at scale, because we can start free, we can start small for small thing in the automation, small thing from your personal productivity, and in the end you think that, oh, this maybe can be added by the power of AI, then you can add more power here in this in any scale, in any level, and then is secure because transparency, all the trust center, we are very open that all the privacy, data privacy is really secure. Okay, so we want the automation to automate the rest because we just want to take care what is important. So there are three types of flows that we have, even I think in another platform as well. So there is a desktop flow. So desktop flow is the one that anything that can be executed within the desktop only. So for example, open a calculator, run an application, run a Word document, run PDF, run Excel, grab the data from the UI, copy paste from the clipboard, and then yeah, maybe you can also extend to the browser, so you can connect to one to the your Microsoft Edge, your Google Chrome as well. And then we move on to the Cloudflow. Cloudflow is the one that having connection to a multiple third-party application. Yeah, again, like for example, you want to connect to Salesforce, you want to connect to Google, you may need to have the Cloudflow because otherwise you need to do automation by yourself. But with the Cloudflow, with the integration with the automated trigger and action, we can basically create it easier. And the last one, we have business process flow. This business process flow is basically like a step guide, one by one guide, how you can, have a guidance. It's good for onboarding people. It's good for qualification of your opportunity, closing the case for your customer service. Those things is really good for you if you need a wizard to guide you daily. Yeah, the RPA is the one that we will talk about it later, and then I'll show you the demo. So basically, why we need Power Automate for desktop. You can imagine if, let's say, you have two different applications, you want to pass the data from one application to another application. How you can do that? If you have the API, that's fine. Just connect to the API, call the developers, give me the API, give me the functions for me to write, and then to call your API, how to do that. But if this application, a very old application, or even is not old, but it's like Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, or SAP that exists in your desktop, but there is no way for you to access the API, right? You're not going to ask Microsoft, "Hey, please give me the Power Automate API, right? That's that you can also ask the developer, but they may not give that to you, or they may not have that in hand, right? So that's why to bridge that, we need to have the Power Automate desktop that everything not doable by API, you can do automation using the UI itself. Okay. Yeah, so we have the 400 out of the box action. In the left side, you can see you can do like web automation, UI automation, file, like copy file, rename files as well. Yeah, and then the log is quite detailed, and then you can also do the troubleshooting and debugging features. Yeah, so the automation at scale, you can start early, you can start from very small, you can start from free because it comes with, if you have the Windows 10 or 11, you definitely have access to this application. And if you are ready, you can continue to the cloud flow, like what I explained before, that you can access the Power Automate from the web, from mobile, or even from Microsoft Teams. So Power Automate desktop will just run in your desktop, but is not going to go anywhere beyond that. This is the example of how the cloud flow works. If there is any task being assigned to you, then you can get notification. So these two applications are exist, but you don't need to know about how they both connect together, because Power Automate is the connect has the connector to connect both applications. And again, when we talk about the low code, how to get started, because some people do not know technical enough, right? Then we have a template. So template is very important to get started, because otherwise, if you start blank, you will not going to know how to use that. So we have a lot of templates that can be used as well. And then even in Power Automate Desktop, you can also have the samples. Okay. Yeah, and if you are ready, you can always continue to build the intelligent automation with AI. So AI here, for example, he wants to extract the Contoso invoice. Contoso is the company name, and then invoice. So invoice can be different from one company with another company. You can create multiple models, but it's so-called invoice model. So another example also, if you know that some companies give you rewards by scanning the receipt, right? You take picture of the receipt, and then they can detect how much you spend. So if you do that manually, you're gonna need to place someone to always monitor that, and then always to check one by one, and it's going to take time. But if you can automate that, right, every time a customer upload the receipt to a specific folder location or send email or using the apps, you can trigger the Power Automate or any other automation works with AI that can detect, oh, this is a receipt from let's say Tesco, how much? 100 ringgit. And then when is that? Because you need to submit the receipt by 24 hours. And beyond that, it will automatically reject it. So this is so-called the automation. Power Virtual Agent again is the chatbot that can help enterprise to create the chatbot. So like Lazada, Shopee, they do have the visual assistant, and I believe all the banks here right now also implement this chatbot. And as I mentioned before, is under Azure. Is we use the Azure as the backend. So everything Azure promise for the security part and then enterprise grade governance, it also applicable for our other products. Okay, you can see the Power Automate use case in the real life as well. These are the use case from the company, from the people who really implemented the automation. So one of the example that Power Automate across industry, we have the financial services, we have healthcare, manufacturing, and any other industry. So like for example, for healthcare, for automate the billing, automate the virtual appointments booking. So if let's say you don't have the automation, you need to get someone to do all these things. But if the someone can have more focus doing other things, to build something else, right? That's maybe even much better than getting them to do the repeated task. Okay, so see how it works now. To get started is very easy. All of you, if you are using Windows 10 or 11, I think before that it may not have, because I don't think it's gonna be able to run. So what you can do is you can just run. Okay, Power Automate, and then it will open the Power Automate desktop for you. So I have opened this here, and if you're looking at this, you need to connect to the environment. So I'm using enterprise account right now, but if you are using your personal account using Outlook, I did try as well and it works. So it's able to connect, but you still need to connect that, because all the flow will be stored under that particular account. And if you look at this, right, I created two flows already. And if you just started, it will be blank here, but you can always look at the examples. So we have Excel automation, web automation, and desktop automation for you to get started. So it's very important when you look at the platform or system or software, right, that they can give you example, they can give you a template to for you to get started. So you can look at this, and then maybe you just want to know how what time is it now. It's just for started your automation. I want to copy file from one file to another file, or you want to open a folder or find and delete empty files, print documents, delete files based on specific range. Otherwise, you need to do it manually. I want to share PowerPoint file as a PDF. This is very common scenario that when you conduct a presentation and people asking for PowerPoint, sometimes PowerPoint has a bigger size, then you need to share it as a PDF also to make sure that the file is smaller as well. So you can do that, or you can send text to Notepad as well. These are the examples that can be used by you to start automating your repeated tasks. Okay. Yeah. So there are two types of the automation in RPA Power Automate Desktop. There is attended and unattended. So basically, attended is you need to log in, you need to be aware that the program is running, and then you can't do anything because while you move the mouse, it will be it can distract the whole workflow. But if you have the kind of license for enterprise automation, you can have the unattended. That means that you can just start the automation in the server, and then the server will run even though you are sleeping, and you don't need to monitor it, and you can just see whether the flow is successfully running or not. And again, for the personal automation, it can be for everyone, and is on demand. That means that you run based on what you need to run. So you so there's no way for you to do automation like a scheduling for the personal automation. You need to run, but if you need to kind of automated task automation, you can start using the cloud flow, where the cloud flow can basically connect to your desktop flow to start running background for you. Okay, but you still need to know that the attended means that you cannot move your mouse while the robot is running, otherwise it can disrupt their works. Okay, so let's get started with one of the scenario here that we will learn how a woman here are trying to automate things. Let me play the video. I think I need to turn on the audio first. Just hold on. Sorry. It doesn't work right now. If not, then I'll just share the. Yeah, it doesn't work right now. The share.
Or maybe we can still go ahead and play the video, but we'll probably need your help to just translate that for us. If that works.
Okay.
If that works.
Yeah. Okay. Or maybe I can. I don't know if I can share the. Okay, that's not possible as well. Okay, let me just play the video. And then. Okay, hold on. I don't know why it doesn't work. It was working the morning.
This is Daphne. She is a co-founder.
Quick check. Can you hear that? Or
Yeah.
you can?
Yeah,
You can hear the voice now?
Yes.
Okay.
Founder of famous KL local restaurant, Raza Legend. During pandemic, as she
but we
cannot rely
can't
on
see the
physical
video.
store only, she starts expanding
You can,
into online business, which allows customers to
Sorry, you can't see?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's just me. I can't see the video though.
Oh, okay.
I can see the video.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
you can. Okay. I answer.
Anyone
Okay.
else got problem?
Ah, okay. I think Jess
Okay.
also mentioned she can see. Probably it's just my
Okay,
end.
let me repeat again.
This is Daphne.
You can hear the voice or not?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay.
She is a co-founder of famous KL local restaurant, Raza Legend. During pandemic, as she cannot rely on physical store only, she starts expanding into online business, which allows customers to place orders online in advance through WhatsApp, emails, and websites. Payment can be done later through bank transfer. Every week, Daphne has to consolidate all the order forms from various sources into a spreadsheet for her reference and for the kitchen team to prepare. It is often she has to rename the files manually as the file names are not standardized. Then, she uploaded to company OneDrive and notify her team manually. Customers will send email with attached bank transfer screenshot to confirm the order, and Daphne has to extract it manually one by one from her email, upload to the company OneDrive, then tracks it into another spreadsheet. As the company grows, more orders are coming in, it is getting slow and becoming repeated tasks, which makes Daphne frustrated. She is trying to solve it and found a RPA solution, Power Automate Desktop, which is free for Windows 10 and 11 users. She starts building the automation within her desktop and managed to automate her repeated tasks that she spent hours manually using her computer. She expands her automation journey to Cloudflow, which can open possibility to connect with other applications. Email attachments can be uploaded automatically to the company OneDrive. With the help of Cloudflow and AI Builder, she is able to track the payment quicker than before. Now she can do more things, become more productive, and can spend time for better life. Leave it to the robot without human error and intervention. Once her business is getting more and more orders, maybe multiple spreadsheets are harder to manage, she can then starts to build her own centralized database that can be securely accessed by anyone within her team for better collaboration. That is the story of Daphne, which can relate to everyone who are struggling doing repeated tasks. Be it business owner, employees onboarding manager, finance department, other department officer, or for everyone else who is just too busy and need more leisure time, automation definitely can help you. Daphne is the example. With our low-code platform, she can be the woman who has inspired everyone to create her own flow and dare to press the start button. The sky is not the limit. Your imagination is. Be the woman who can code, but does not need to code.
Okay. Let me change the audio first. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yep,
Yes, we can.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, finally. Okay. Yeah, so basically, Daphne, she's a business owner, right? Co-founder. She every day she has to process all the order online because she cannot rely on the physical store anymore, right? So anyway, WhatsApp. Nowadays, if I want to order a food with my friend or maybe someone from Instagram, I send email or I send WhatsApp or I send the Google form or any other forms. What I should order and those things. So it's very hard for the business owner to basically consolidate all together because anyway, this is the order form. So has the order ID, has the name and delivery started, and then I need to give this to my kitchen team, right, as a Daphne, because otherwise I cannot get it delivered. The delivery is next week. And if you see here again, email attachment, everyone sometimes just say order this field, and then I just write my name, and it's not standardized. So what Daphne need to do is she has to manually rename it one by one. That's not very good for her. Okay, if the order is 3-5 per day, that's still fine. But if the order is like 20, 30, or even 100, and then she has to consolidate it every week, it's going to spend time for her, right? Yeah, so what happened is with the Power Automate, we want to consolidate, and then we want to put the order ID all together here, extract the PDF the data, PDF tables to here. That's our scenario for now. Okay, so now I have the Power Automate here. What I can do now, I click the new flow. After I look at the examples here, I click a new flow, right? And then let's say I just put the consolidated orders. Then I click create. Everyone can do that now since it's free for the Windows user. Okay, it's going to open the window. Okay, open to my other screen. Okay, this is going to getting things ready first. We are here. So this is the editor. Just imagine this is your flow drag and drop editor. So the left side is the possibility of the action. This is the 400 plus actions that are available. Of course, as you see the UI automation, copy paste things happen as well in this window, and you can have the browser automation, fill in data. So today the scenario is to transfer the data from PDF to the Excel, which is the Excel is sitting in my desktop. But what if the scenario is you want to scan something from the PDF, want to put it into the order application or SAP, or maybe to a company website to key in the order manually into your website. So using the browser automation is the way to extract the data from the PDF and then put into your browser. Okay. Okay, so as you know that we can do a drag and drop here. So the first thing first that I'm gonna do is I need to process this, right? So I'm going to extract the folder and get the files in the folder. Of course, you can always do a checking here, like if folder exists or not, but we know the folder exists right now, so we don't need to do that. We can skip that part. And then what you can do is you basically can go to, okay, see this one, and then go to the process. Okay, and then you can filter only the PDF if you want to. Include the subfolder, but I don't need that right now. And then save it. So basically, you ask the robot, the Power Automate desktop, to extract the files, get the files first. And then what you need to do is you need to launch the Excel. Since we have the Excel here, okay, and then you can launch the Excel. And if you can launch the Excel here, then you definitely can open the documents, which is the documents is this one, okay? And then save it. So for each file, I want to extract the data, right? So what I can do now is I can use the PDF, extract tables from the PDF, because as you know that there are two tables here, table number 1 and table number 2 here. Okay, so and then because it's going to open all the PDF, so I'm better to use the variable, which is the variable is this one. Sorry, I need to make looping first because I'm going to get through all the files, right? And want to put the for each here. And then I want to go through all the files. Okay. And then I can extract the tables from the PDF, right? So the PDF file will be the current item, which is the current iterate the files here, because I'm going to go one by one here. Okay, so the first one will be this. I don't have a sorting here, but let the robot decide. And then I put it, yeah, save it. Okay, and then just make sure that the first line contains column names here. Okay, after that, what I can do is I want to set the variable here. So let me run first, and then you can know what's happening actually. So this one is not open. Let me close this. Okay, and then I'm going to run. Okay, it's still running, and then it's gonna do a looping for each files. But if you see here the extracted PDF tables here, as you can see here, we can get the data here, all the table, the order ID, full name, and delivery started. Definitely we can grab. And then the second one is the other rows, which is the exact order that the customer really exactly order, right? Okay, so due to the timing right now, let me just bring the Power Automate that I already created previously, and I'm going to expand to you. So we already create until this level, right? So we want to make sure that we get the order ID, we get all the full name, delivery date to be places here, right? And then also what kind of meal that being ordered by the customer. So I need to go through the first table and then the second table here. And then what I can do is to write to Excel worksheet based on, and then I map from the PDF into the Excel worksheet. And then of course, after that, as you know that Devdi is very OCD, so perfectionist. She wants to make sure the file is exactly the order ID. So instead of she's currently doing manually, but let the robot help. So let me run the flow. Okay, I'm not moving. This is the robot is basically executing everything in background. And then if you can see here in the my Excel, right, is like being open, but eventually it's opened by the robot itself. So it keep continue. I have I think 6 or 7 files to be executed, and it is doing the looping right now. And if you see here, right, there's no coding at all. I don't know if it is considered a coding, but just to to do save the extracted data to a variable and then assign the variable to the Excel sheet. That's not really coding, right? Okay, so after that, let's go to the Excel file, and then yeah, so all the order from here already consolidated here. So instead of she's doing manually, because basically if let's say the robot spend like only let's say 30 seconds, she can do that like 1 or 2 hours, right, just to do a consolidation. So let the robot do it for her, and then all the files being renamed as well. Okay, that's the Power Automate desktop. But if let's say she wants to move on to the cloud flow, you can do that as well. So if let's say you want to notify the users. You can see the template here. If let's say there is an email attachment, then I want to upload this to my OneDrive or the company OneDrive, because basically people private message me, but I want to make sure that attachment going to my private message is still going to my company OneDrive. So you can still do that as well. So here, because of the time limitation right now, I already created the flow whereby I can help Daphne to track the payment, exactly how much the let's say here, okay, I want to help her to confirm the payment from this particular order to extract the data. So I already have the AI model being trained for this specific format. And then let me just, okay. just run the workflow. So what I need to do now is I just need to send email to the Daphne email address. Okay. Then I'm going to attach this. Okay. Then I'm click sending. Let me check this. Okay, hold on. This is going to need to re-authenticate. Okay, I think this is going to be because I kept doing this. Okay. Okay. So what happened is after I send the email, right, is basically will run the flow for me, whereby it will open its attachment and then create the file, and then is insert the attachment detail to my Google Sheet or using Excel sheet as well, and then I can extract the information from the form as well. So all the form details here can be extracted, like amount, value, the date as well, and then you see the date, and then even the time, the reference ID from the do it now screenshot, it can be detected as well. So basically, it can help Daphne to kind of get this payment confirmation easily, rather than her copy paste, open the email attachment one by one, upload to OneDrive, and then type in this order ID, this reference ID from which customer, what's the amount manually. She lets the robot do it. And then when she is ready right now, so she can continue to expand the journey, right, by creating a standardized database where she, instead of using a spreadsheet, right, can imagine that this is only one week spreadsheet, so she has a lot of spreadsheet. She can start to create the database, whereby can start to create the relational database. So yeah, just for example here, if you can help me to scan this, and then just fill in the order ID to like WWC-002, for example, and then just say delicious or not nice, or whatever sentiment that you think for the food that you order, that the AI can help to detect what it is actually. Okay. Let's say you just fill in. So this becomes the data here. And then as you can see that I just fill in for WWC001 feedback, and I can see that nice and delicious. So if you can, yeah, thanks for someone who helped me to fill in this. So as you can see that from the form, I can convert this to a data, to a centralized database. And then everything is positive here, and I'm so happy. And then if I go to the order here, I can also see the data here plus the feedback that being taken from the form survey. So by investing in to create a database, I can have more contextual data for me to do the analysis. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is the Daphne journey from the Power Automate desktop. Start for free, then start Cloudflow as a free plan, because free plan allow you to access your personal email address. Then you can save attachment to your personal OneDrive, or even to Google Sheet, or your Google Drive as well. That can be done using the free plan, and then you can continue the Cloudflow. If let's say you want to upload the attachment to the OneDrive for business, or you want to grab the form responses, you need to have the license for doing that. Plus the AI builder is another separate connector for for add-on. And then you can start building data first, and then you can start sharing and collaborating with the teams. Yeah, let the automation manage the work for you. Yeah, so what's your journey? And then to get started for the Power Automate is also, you can access below links. All are available online as well. And then just to say before we wrap up, so there is a new addition, is the so-called Microsoft Power Pages. So basically, it's a low-code website. So there is an editor for you to create a website without do a coding. And then the database is based on the data first, is our centralized database that just now when you fill in the feedback here is connected to the data first. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, basically be the woman who can code, but you don't need to code basically to achieve the automation that just now I'm sharing to you. Okay, okay, thank you. I think that's all. Already of around 3 minutes, I think. So I'm open for Q&A or any comment or anything. Yeah. Pass over to you, Cassandra.
Thanks so much, Aileen. I think there's a question from Jess. Is there a way to estimate how long it will take to complete an action? Maybe you want to address that.
Okay. Let me just read it. Is there a way to estimate how long it will take to commit? Do you mean an action in the Power Automate? That means that how long it's going to run? I think there is no way to really estimate how long, but there is a process advisor. Basically is pretty new features in Power Automate that based on the previous history, it's not for prediction, but based on the previous history, how you can improve to to increase the productivity and make the process faster, and then how you can eliminate some bottleneck, some process that being repeated. So those things you can still use, but to estimate for the future that you don't have a historical data, I think AI can do that also. Yeah, hope that answer your question.
Yeah, Jess, I hope Aileen managed to answer your question.
Can we push data in AWS? Okay, so basically whatever that again, there are two types, right? I don't remember all the connectors that we have because we have 400 plus, and I think it keep uh, more. I don't really remember, but I think if let's say it can be done, right, you can always use the Power Automate desktop, because without API you can still use the UI automation. UI automation only means that the computer will take over your desktop and then do the job for you, like copy paste the file for you instead of do it in backend. So the like email attachment is the CloudFlow to do it for you in backend, right? But the one that consolidate my PDF into the Excel file is basically the robot doing it on behalf of my computer, on behalf of me to run my computer. So this also can be done. Yeah, but I think AWS is quite common. It should be able to, but I don't really remember the specific which AWS connector that we have. Yeah, I think definitely point out something. Yeah, definitely can be done through the CloudFlow. Anything connector that can do, right? That means that CloudFlow can do, but Power Automate Desktop doesn't need to connect to that connector. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any more question?
I'm also
How
conscious
do
about
we-
time.
Sorry.
Sorry, Mavis.
No,
go
I
ahead.
think it's fine. Cassandra, you can go ahead.
No worries, go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
I was just
maybe
asking
one
is
last
that,
question. Yeah.
how do we determine that the connectors are free for normal users in personal Microsoft account?
So whatever that you can do here is free. Of course, if let's say you want to connect to AWS, here you may need to have account for AWS, but that's totally not coming from your personal Outlook. But let's like Outlook here, display message that will prompt you something here. That's definitely anything here you can do is free. Another thing that you want to try is just go to the Power Automate, sign up for account. Just use the account, your personal account, then you definitely can try out. So I try like my personal email address. I can grab the attachment and then I put into my OneDrive. That can be done. But when I try to connect to my OneDrive for business or SharePoint, right, it cannot. It needs the Office 365 license. Yeah. But definitely all here is all free. You can definitely use it, even the PDF part as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And Aileen, there's another question as well from Waisin. Probably want to take a quick look.
Sure.
Meanwhile, also let me post the survey or questionnaire here because I guess this is also something that we need your help and your feedback to help us improve in our future events. If there is a specific topic, whether it's tech or whether it's from a leadership standpoint or from a career progression standpoint, I think do feel free to let us know so that we can help to arrange that in our upcoming session.
Yeah, thanks, Cassandra. Yeah, so to answer this question, right, question. So if you use our AI builder, because understand that like OCBC, CIMB, public bank, right, or RSP has different, they have different format, right? So what you can do is you can basically create one model, but like here I have actually. Okay, because I already created the model, but definitely you can create one model but multiple collections. So collection from public bank, with let's say the receipt ID at the top, right, while OCBC at the bottom, for example. So you can do that as well. So you can always use the AI builder to, let's say, extract information from receipt, right? So like here, this particular company, the total is here, right? And then if we go here, the company name is only company name here, while the address is below, but this one is central, and then this one is the central, and then the phone number here as well. And then for this particular is at the left side, not in the central. So it's definitely a different format, right? But if you use the our receipt extract information model, right? This basically can detect all the specific information related to receipt. But if let's say you want to grab something else, because receipt here is probably is just to grab the items and then those information here. But if let's say you have additional field that is particular, like let's say business reference ID, or any other field, right, then you can use a custom model. Again, just create one model but multiple collection. Like this one, it has 3 multiple collection here because one is for this particular UI, then this is different, and this is also simpler receipt but different different format as well. So yeah, one model but you can create multiple collection. Maybe if in the next session, if we have, then we can go through all the AI things.